This past summer, the two of us backpacked through 9 different countries in Eastern Europe. We witnessed captivating sceneries, explored countless cities, saw places deeply affected by war, ate delicious food, tasted new wines, made new friends from all around the world, and even dealt with some unforeseen circumstances. Please enjoy Backpacking Europe, presented by Words with Winos.
What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my top favorite and least favorite places while backpacking Europe. I just finished editing my Backpacking Europe series. There was 20 episodes. Holy shit. I started filming that in July. It is now the end of February and I just finished editing all the videos. The rest will be out in the next few weeks, and then this video is kind of to wrap it up and give you a little bit of insight of how I felt about each country. Obviously, I backpacked Europe with Marilyn. If you want to know why she's not here and what happened with that, you can watch the video End of Words with Winos. You can click up top and watch that video first, but for now it's just me, and I'm gonna give you my top countries, my least favorite countries, and tell you about each of them. I have here a big glass of wine while I'm going to talk to you about these countries. And I just want to say these aren't necessarily like my favorite and least favorite countries. These are kind of just like my experience in each one. Like maybe the one at the bottom is the one I had the worst time in. It doesn't necessarily mean it's my least favorite, just I didn't maybe have the best time in that country. So I wrote a list and a few reasons of why I liked certain places and didn't like certain places, and I'm gonna begin that list right about now. So throughout this backpacking trip, Marilyn and I traveled through 9 different countries, so it'll be a list of 9. And number 9 on the list is going to be Serbia. The reason that Serbia is on the bottom of the list is because of my experience there. I had to go to the hospital while I was there. I had an abscess under my armpit. It was there when I first arrived, but it kept getting worse and worse as I was in Serbia. So while there, I was in a lot of pain and I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really want to go to a hospital, but I ended up having to go to a hospital in Serbia. You can watch that episode on all of that in the link above. But that's the reason I didn't enjoy Serbia the most, was because of the pain I was in and all that. But Serbia overall was good. Like, we were in Belgrade in Serbia, like the capital, and we had a day where Marilyn kind of took us around and brought us to the best places to drink wine throughout the city. And that was honestly a really fun day. That was probably the most fun I had in Serbia, but overall, I was in a lot of pain and I had to worry about my arm, so I couldn't really fully enjoy it. So that's why it would be number 9 on the list. Number 8 on the list would have to be Romania. And it's pretty crazy because we spent, I think, the most amount of time in Romania. We rented a car and our plan was to drive all around the country and visit some of the major sites in the city. But on the 3rd day there, someone hit our car while it was parked, and it kind of put a damper on the entire trip. It was the last country we visited on our backpacking trip. And it kind of sucked because after that we thought we would have to pay kind of thousands of dollars, and this was the end of the trip. We didn't have much money at this time, and we thought, oh my god, we're screwed. We're about to move to China, we have no money. So we kind of had to stay in for a few days and work online, teach on our online jobs, and we kind of had to eliminate a lot of the original places we had planned to visit in Romania. So that kind of put a damper on the trip, but overall Romania was amazing. I mean, the people were so friendly. I think one of the friendliest out of the countries we visited. The country was beautiful. It was very green. Driving around was incredible. The people do drive a little crazy there, but overall it's such a beautiful place. The food was good, and there are just many places to see and things to do in Romania. So if we didn't have that car accident, I think it would have been much lower on the list, or higher on the list, but it's not, so because of that car accident. So that's definitely why Romania is number 8. Number 7 on the list would have to be Montenegro. And I think Montenegro is high up because I don't remember doing much in Montenegro. I don't think it was that fun. We did rent a car in Montenegro as well. It was a lot cheaper than Romania, and we didn't get into any accidents, but there wasn't really too much to do. We spent most of our time in Budva, Montenegro, where it's kind of a tourist destination for Russian people, where they like to kind of party on the beach and stuff and go to clubs and stuff, and that's really good, but that wasn't really what our backpacking trip was about. It was more about just seeing top destinations, tourist places, beautiful places. I just kicked the tripod, kick it again. And Budva was beautiful. Montenegro was beautiful. There's amazing mountains. The sea is very nice, but the water is a little cold. I noticed that a lot about Europe, so I'm not really into swimming in cold water. The food wasn't anything spectacular. The people were pretty nice. They weren't like overly friendly or overly not friendly. But Montenegro was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, but I just don't remember doing too much. We went to Lofkin National Park. That was a pretty cool experience, flying the drone and kind of walking around the national park. But beyond that, we didn't do much in Montenegro. I would definitely go back to Montenegro and kind of maybe plan it out a little more, or maybe party a little more. But that's why Montenegro is a little low on the list, is because I don't think there was really too much for us to do there. If you have any suggestions of things to do in Montenegro, please feel free to tell us. So number 6 on the list would have to be Bulgaria. I'm gonna sit by line. The reason Bulgaria is number 6, so it's not really high or low, I think because I had mixed feelings about it. Sofia, which was the first city we visited in Bulgaria, was all right. It's kind of a rundown city. It's under construction. There's not too much to see and do. The Airbnbs we stayed at in Sofia weren't too amazing, but we did go on a free food tour in Bulgaria. We have a whole video on that. That was awesome. The food there was really, really good, so that was a big thing. But Sofia itself was okay. But the reason it's not all the way on the up on the list is because Plovdiv is one of the oldest cities, if not the oldest city in Europe. It is the oldest city in Europe. I have proof right here. So I think Plovdiv was really nice. It was a really clean city. It was really old, but also really modern, and it was just beautiful. It was also a really beautiful day when we visited Plovdiv, and I think that has a lot to do with our feelings on that. But I really did like Plovdiv, and Bulgaria was a pretty good place, and I think I would definitely go back and maybe see more. Number 5 on the list would be Austria. I had a really good time in Austria. We did couch surfing in Austria. We stayed with an awesome host who took us out to eat at this amazing fancy restaurant on top of the city. We met 2 awesome travelers from Brazil while we were doing couch surfing. We went to Salzburg, which is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in my life. So Austria, like, I think maybe it's not lower on the list because it was expensive, like very expensive. I couldn't really go to a restaurant and like freely spend my money. I really had to look at the menu and kind of be wary of what I was spending. It was also the second destination on our trip, so we were like, okay, we can't spend so much money so quickly, and I kind of didn't like having to worry about money the whole time. It was good that we did couch surfing. We didn't have to pay for accommodation, but when we went out to eat and we did things, took the train, went around, it was pretty expensive. I also thought the people weren't too friendly there. Immediately upon getting to Austria, we needed change for money to buy a locker to put our backpacks in. And it wasn't like we were being denied change in a nice way. People were really rude about it. They were like, no change, like, go away. They didn't really say that, but they weren't super friendly about it, and it didn't get a really good first impression. But at the end, I think we had a good impression of the city. Vienna is the city we went to in Austria. Is absolutely beautiful, very big city, a lot to do, just expensive. Salzburg too, absolutely beautiful as well. So I really did like Austria, and I would absolutely go back to Austria and see it again and see different parts of the country. Number 4 on the list would have to be Poland. We went to Krakow in Poland. It was pretty nice. Like, they have a nice square. It's very, it's not the biggest city, but it's nice. And I think the reason it is lower on the list is because of our experience there. We met 2 other YouTubers, one YouTuber and his girlfriend, and they took us all around the city, and they really took us to some of the best spots. They took us to some really good restaurants. They showed us great places to fly our drone. They taught me how to fly my drone for the first time. They showed me really cool places to film and taught me some other tricks about filming and making travel vlogs, and that was really cool. I think that's why I really enjoyed Poland. I think maybe if we went to Krakow or Poland, just Marilyn and I, maybe we wouldn't have had the best time because we wouldn't have really known what to do there. But the fact that we had someone that was able to really show us what to do in the city and really take us to the best spots really made Poland and Krakow an incredible experience. Number 3 on the list would have to be Bosnia and Herzagovina. The reason for such a good spot is because it was so different from the rest of Europe, I feel like. So before Bosnia, I mean, Europe looks pretty same with like those old buildings, the cobblestone streets, the same type of food. Bosnia kind of was really different. Bosnia went through a massive war in the early 90s. I knew they went through a war, but I didn't know really in detail what happened in the country. And we went on this tour where we really learned everything about the country and the war, and it was incredible. We were taken to some amazing spots. We're learning a lot about the war. We were seeing some beautiful scenery as well. We were in the city of Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The food there was incredible. The people were friendly. The city is just beautiful. There's mosques and it's on the mountains, and there's a beautiful old bridge, and it's just overall absolutely beautiful. Like such an underrated city. I feel like everyone should go there if they get the chance to go. I mean, it's just not one of those places that people visit. It is a poor country, but it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's clean. It was nice. It was just a nice change of pace from going through other countries in Europe, which do tend to be similar at times. So Bosnia is such an amazing place, and I would highly recommend going there. Number 2 on the list would have to be Slovenia. Slovenia surprised me the most, I think, because I didn't really have much expectations going in. We went to the capital, Ljubljana, and honestly, I didn't hear very good things about Ljubljana when we were going there, so I didn't really have high expectations, but the city center was stunning. It was very lively. There were people drinking and eating and playing and doing all these things outside, and it was great. I think the weather had a lot to do with it. The weather was stunning. We were in Poland and then Austria, where it was kind of cold, and then all of a sudden in Slovenia the weather turned beautiful. Like the summer in Europe was absolutely beautiful, and I just felt like we were on vacation in Slovenia. Like we were kind of like going to bars and just drinking outside in the day, eating delicious Slovenian food. We also went to Lake Bled, which another thing I didn't have high expectations for because I heard it was super touristy. There were people there, but there was plenty of room to just walk around and enjoy alone time. You don't have to worry about the crowds of people. It didn't really feel overly crowded. I'm not sure why people are saying don't go there, it's too touristy. It was fine. The water was beautiful. It was just really, really, really nice. Slovenia, the people were also really, really friendly, which, you know, in Central and Eastern Europe, sometimes you get that kind of coldness attitude from those people, but in Slovenia they were just so happy and friendly. People spoke English, and it was just a really good time in Slovenia. And number 1 would have to be Croatia. This isn't my first time. That wasn't my first time in Croatia, but I had an amazing time in Croatia. We stayed in Zadar, Croatia, and it was incredible. We stayed for 1 week. We got a nice Airbnb just to kind of relax from the first 3 countries and kind of just take a break for a little bit and stay in Croatia for a little bit. It was on the water. It was beautiful. We got to experience the World Cup in Croatia. Like they made it to the semifinals. They won the semifinals against England. We got to watch it in this amazing place with tons and tons of people on this big screen. The atmosphere was incredible. We also watched them in the finals against France. They lost, unfortunately, but the atmosphere in Croatia and Zadar was incredible anyway. The people were having so much fun. They were just really happy that their team even made it that far. The food in Croatia is delicious, delicious seafood. We were able to kind of cook and relax and really enjoy our time. We even went on this boat cruise to these islands, which were just amazing. We got super drunk on the boat. Everything about the trip to Croatia was amazing. And honestly, like, I wouldn't even say Croatia was my favorite country on that list. I would just say I had the best time in Croatia. And that was my second time in Croatia, and it was just amazing. And I would go back for a third because it was such an incredible time in that country and city. So yeah, guys, that's the end of backpacking Europe series. I mean, this is the last video I'm gonna post on it. I'm sure maybe bloopers or some other thing, but this is like the real official last video. It's the end of backpacking Europe. I'll make a playlist just on those videos so you can watch them all in order. There's 20 episodes. This would be episode 21 or a bonus episode. Who knows? But thank you guys so much for watching the Backpacking Europe series. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will be posting videos on my other travels around the world. And see you guys soon. Bye.